Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. I'm reading this book. Do you know it? It's No David by David Shannon. This kind of book looks much easier to write than this kind of book, right? Actually, it takes more work than you might expect to write a children's book. Today, we'll learn about making a children's book, and we'll make one of our own. But before we start, let's think about a question. What is a children's book? What is a children's book? A children's book is a book for children. It's so easy, right? But what makes a book for children different from a book for high school students, middle school students, or adults? Let's compare this book, No David, to this book for adults. Look at part 1 on your worksheet. Circle what is true about this book. You have 1 minute. Okay, let's check. How'd you do? Great job. Yep, children's books are different from other books. But why are they different? This book is different from this book because they're written for a different target audience. No matter who you're writing to, you should consider your target audience. Your target audience is who you want to read and enjoy your book. When you write, it's very important to think about who you are writing for, as this will change what you write about and the words you use. Maybe you can think of someone specific, like your younger brother or yourself when you were younger. Write like you would write if you were writing to that person. What is the target audience for children's books? The target audience for children's books is children, but the audience is divided into 2 age groups. Board books are designed for babies and toddlers from 1 to 3 years old. They have simple stories and often have bright colors and textures. Usually, they have less than 100 words. Picture books are for children between the ages of 4 to 7. They have simple stories with colorful illustrations on each page. They usually have between 500 and 1,000 words. Let's choose our audience. How about we write a picture book? What's the target audience for picture books? That's right, 4 to 7 years old. Let's try to put ourselves in the mind of our audience. Think back to when you were 6 years old. You were probably in kindergarten. Did you have any favorite books? If you can think of any, write them down in section 2 of your worksheet. If you don't know the English title, that's okay. Just write it in Korean. If you can't think of any favorites, just write any children's book you remember. You have 2 minutes. Great job! The 2 most important parts of any children's book are the writing and the pictures. In this kind of book, the pictures usually show what is happening in the writing. If the pictures went away, we could still understand the story. But children's books are special because the writing and the pictures both work together to tell the story. You need both. What do we need to make a good story? I'm going to simplify it down a lot. I think we need a main character and a conflict. The main character is the most important character in a story. In a children's book, the main character is the character the story is mostly about. Who is the main character in this book? That's right, it's a boy named David. Who is the main character? Right, it's a dog. Who is the main character? Good, it's a tree. Who is the main character? Great, it's a teapot. As you can see, the main character can be a person, animal, or object. Anything is possible. What's important is that the character is relatable to our young readers, so they can learn by watching the character learn and feel connected to the character and story. Look at part 3 on your worksheet. Choose one of the books you wrote in part 2 and write the main character. You have 1 minute. Let's look at the second important part of a story, the conflict. The conflict is the problem or challenge the main character must face. It's what pushes the story forward and makes the story interesting. There are many different types of conflict, such as difficult situations, personal struggles, or conflicts between characters. For example, the conflict in a children's book might be a character getting lost in the woods and trying to find their way home, or a character trying to make new friends in a new school. Resolving the conflict is often the main goal of the story, and it can teach your audience important lessons about problem solving and perseverance. Look at part 4 on your worksheet. Write the conflict from the book you chose in part 3. You have 3 minutes. Okay, let's take what we've learned so far and brainstorm our own story. Look at the 2 circles in part 5 of your worksheet. There are some possible characters and conflicts written in the circles. Use your imagination to think of 3 more characters and 3 more conflicts to fill in the blanks. Remember, our target audience is a 6-year-old in kindergarten. What kind of characters were you interested in when you were 6? For conflicts, what were you worried about or afraid of? You have 5 minutes. Okay, great job. For this next part, you can use a pencil and a paperclip. Put the pencil and the paperclip like this, and flick the paperclip. Circle the word it points to. This is your main character. Now one more time for conflict. This is your conflict. If you don't have a paperclip, or you just want to use a different idea, you can just choose one. You have 1 minute. Wow, great progress already. We selected our character and our conflict. Let's make a story with them. Look at part 6 of your worksheet. In the brainstorm cloud, write a summary of a short story that uses both your character and your conflict. Keep in mind our target audience. Think fast. You have 5 minutes. Great job! Let's look at the other important part of any children's book, the pictures. As you can see, there are many different styles of illustration for children's books. Some things to remember. First, parts of your pictures near the edges or middle could be cut off when your book is printed, so make sure the most important parts of your drawings are near the center of the page. Second, keep in mind that children prefer bright, bold colors and shapes. Third, remember that you don't need to tell every part of the story with words. You can use your pictures to tell the story. Have you thought about what you want your children's book pictures to look like? Let's sketch a cover idea. It's a good idea to put your main character on the cover. Make sure you also think of a title and include it, along with your name. This is just your first idea, so it doesn't need to be perfect. You have 5 minutes. Wow, look at everything you did today. Looks like you have a great idea that you can use to make a really awesome children's book. Remember, making a book takes time and effort, but with patience and hard work, you can make a book that children will love and remember their whole lives. Don't forget to write your name in the top right-hand corner of your worksheets before you hand them in. Thank you for all your hard work today, and happy writing!